And then, this was a bit annoyed me greatly because my good friend Danny Ace is also here, as well as Big Gay Max, who's very, very gay, isn't he? Very, very gay. Fucking hell. Things I have to put up with. Anyway, Danny had told me that the Divas 5-on-5 had been moved to the pre-show, and I stupidly believed him, like an idiot. So he, I'm sure, got quite a good laugh when the Divas came out. I'm sure it was hilarious. Come here, you. Why did you lie to me like that?
No, I am straight.
Oh, right, okay. Shit.
The Divas match.
Why did you tell me it was on the pre-show?
Because I knew how much you did not want to see it, and I thought it would be pretty funny.
Right. Cheers for that. This match is adored, but I think I've got to give Vicky Guerrero props, even though she didn't do it too well.
Did you see the finish?
Yes, I did, but it takes balls for a non-worker to come off the top. I think. Actually, and you generally.
She didn't so much come off the top as she.
She just fell, didn't she? She just splat, but
There was no need for the match at all.
The match was. I think the only good bit of the match was where they all hit the finishing moves. Some of the finishing moves that those girls have got are nice.
I like Mickey James.
Mickey James's DDT, particularly last night, was fucking sweet. That was the only good match.
Yeah.
Only good bit, and there was so many botches, so much sloppy stuff, and you lied to me. I was so happy. I was like, fucking yes, we're not going to get a women's match after all. The things I have to put up with.
It was very funny.
Can you go now, please?
It was funny, yes.
I've only got 2 matches to do, and then we're now, come here. Just bear in mind, right? Just bear in mind what we've done to each other in the past, right? In our 4 backyard matches. If you were him, would you do a joke like that on me, knowing what I'm going to do back to him? Oh.
That was 4.5 stars.
What was?
Main event.
Yeah, we haven't got to the main event yet.
Oh.
We've just done Edge versus Jericho.
Oh,
You panis. Lame. John Cena then defeated Batista to win the WWE title, right? Cena's intro was so very, very weird. It was like 10 army guys moving guns around. That's pretty much it. Cena comes out, he runs to the ring. He really does. There's a sign in the crowd that says, Norway hates Cena. That makes me smile. There's also one that says Batista likes fish sticks, which also makes me giggle quite a lot. Cena gets a big pop though. Batina's is pretty big too, to be honest. Cena silk chant from the fans pretty much straight away on the first lockup. Nice, not very nice suplex by Cena. He makes Batista land on his ass. You don't do suplex like that. Attitude adjustment is countered into a nasty looking DDT by Batista. Batista then uses a sleeper with body scissors. Basically, I like the psychology of this because after that DDT, Batista worked over the head a lot, and that was good. And that was a nasty looking DDT as well. Cena sold it pretty well to his credit. Like I say, uses a sleeper with body scissors, working the neck. Cena then powers out. And the crowd, though, right? They do, the exchange, the slow exchange of punches there. Every time Cena does it, he gets booed. Every time Batista does it, he gets a big cheer. This is so strange because of what happens at the end of the match. I tell you that much. Batista with a huge spine buster, but Cena comes back with the STF. Batista makes it to the ropes. Spear gets 2 for Batista, then goes for a superplex, but is countered into a super 5-knuckle shuffle. Never seen Cena do that one before. Batista bomb only gets 2. It gets a thunderous pop when Cena kicks out. Look on Batista's face, as you can probably imagine, is very good. Various counters, go for an FU, gets an uber near fall. Batista comes back with a splash. Batista counters a splash, into a Batista bomb, and then it goes for another Batista bomb. That's reversed into the STF, which gets the win. And what I was saying a moment ago about those exchanges of punch, when Cena gets the win, oh my sweet lord, the pop he gets is fantastic. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. For fans that, not 10 minutes before, were so dissing Cena. It's weird. He came out, they were loving him. And then in the middle of the match, they were hating him, and then when he won, they were loving him again. It's that's a very, very, very interesting thing. Anyway, yeah, for what it was worth, I gave this one 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I've got to say, I enjoyed it. I like the psychology of it. It wasn't half as bad as I was expecting it to be. And some of the near falls in it were near falls like that. That's it. Batista's 1-2. Oh my fucking god, you don't believe it. And then, in what I'm so happy to say was the main event, I'm so happy. The Undertaker defeated Shawn Michaels in a stunning match. So, Shawn Michaels taunts Taker at the start doing that. Undertaker gets looking vexed. Snake eyes, then old school. Taker lands hard off the old school. It makes the psychology in this match is so fucking brilliant. The way that Taker sells the leg, the way that Shawn Michaels works over the leg, the whole match is just brilliant. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Taker's got a legitimate injury after that. But I know, knowing how fucking good Undertaker is and how good he is at psychology and how good he is at selling, just the psychology of this match was fucking brilliant. Anyway, Shawn Michaels tries for switching music, but it misses. Taker goes for a Taker tries to go for a tope, but Shawn stops him with a spear. Shawn goes for a figure four, but Shawn gets a figure four. Undertaker counters. Leg drop on the apron by Taker. Shawn Michaels with another figure four that Taker holds for a long time, but he eventually reverses it. A nip up into a choke slam that gets, Shawn Michaels nips up and gets eaten with a choke slam straight away. That gets 2 for the Undertaker. Taker tries for a tombstone, but it's countered into an angle lock. Shawn Michaels, he fucking grapevines the ankle straight away. I think that was a bit of a fuck you to Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle, when he's got the ankle lock on you, once he grapevines the ankle, that's it, game over. But Shawn Michaels puts the grapevine on pretty much straight away. Moonsault to the outside is countered into a tombstone on the outside, but back inside that only gets 2. Wow, that was nice. Last ride is countered into a face plant for 2. Shawn Michaels goes up top, but the elbow drop is countered. Hell's Gate is countered for 2. Switching music gets a very close 2 count for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels then goes for switching music again. It's countered into the last ride, but that only gets 2. They go outside. Taker sets up the announce table, switching music, puts Taker on the table. Then Shawn Michaels goes for moonsault off the top through the wood. This is awesome chant from the crowd, and I completely agree. Switching music back inside gets another incredibly close near fall. Choke slam, but Undertaker doesn't cover. He goes for the tombstone, but it only gets 2. By this point, I have no idea who's going to win this match. I'm so engaged and so absorbed in this match. I'm just watching it transfixed. Just like I say, the psychology of it, the storytelling. You are watching 2 masters putting on an absolute masterclass. Like I say, I'm so glad this is the main event. It's absolutely stunning match. Taker is selling the legs so well. He calls for the end. Then he changes his mind. He tells Shawn Michaels to stay down. Shawn gets to his feet. He pulls himself up. He pulls himself up off Undertaker, looks in Undertaker's eyes and does this. The look on Taker's face is fucking brilliant. He picks Shawn Michaels up and hits a jumping tombstone for the 1, 2, fucking 3. I'm marking out, and then the surrealist feeling came over me because I sat there looking at it, watching a guy who I've grown up watching a guy who in the 90s was my favourite wrestler until The Rock came along. Some people, they may have been watching this show for Bret Hart's comeback, and more power to you if you're a Bret Hart fan, but to me, in that day, Shawn Michaels was my fucking boy, and I sat there watching it going, I know I'm pretty certain that he's not retiring, but what if I've just watched Shawn Michaels' last match? I've got to say, walking home, I was just in a zombie mode pretty much the whole time, so I just couldn't get that thought out of my mind. All the other guys going, don't worry, he hasn't retired, But I'm like, I think I might have just seen Shawn Michaels' last match. And I'll tell you this much, if I did, I'm so glad that it was a 5-star classic. Let me tell you something about this show, right? There was no, apart from the opener and the Divas match, there was no bad matches on it. It's just, I think there's so much hype going into this one, so much expectation. Could it have ever lived up to what we thought it, what we hoped and prayed it could? I don't think I can rate it any higher than an 8. There are people talking about, we were talking just a moment ago saying about a 7.5. Something. Yes, that's what I'm going to go with. A 7.5. I'm going to go. I've been Marc P. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'd love to hear your comments down here. And those 2 are very, very gay, aren't they? I've been Marc P. Take it easy.